English 4, chapter number 4, video 5. Assalamu alaikum. Students, today we are going to discuss about the unit, as you can see on the board, a great player. At the end of this lesson, the objectives, the learning outcomes that will be attained at the end of this lessons are recognize and use nouns with no change in number. Another learning outcome, the objective of today's lesson, is recognize helping verbs as aiding the main verbs. Students, do you have any idea about what are verbs? Have you any idea about? Yes. Verbs. Yes, verbs are actually the actions of any person doing something. Yes, how we can use these verbs and how we can using these verbs in making obviously a meaningful sentence in a meaningful form. For this, we are using, students, some kinds of helping verbs. What are helping verbs? Helping verbs are used to support the main verb in a sentence. Got an idea about it? Actually, they are the helping verbs that obviously support the main verb. What are these? Is, am, are, was, had, were, has, and so on. There's so many helping verbs that help to support the main verb in any sentence or in any speech form. Here you can see there are some kinds of sentences written on the board. Let's start from number 1. What we need to do, we need to identify the helping verb and the main verb. Okay, let's start. Here you can see I am writing a letter. What this am called? Am is a helping verb. And writing, as I already told you, that writing is, or any kind, the action is called the main verb. So writing is kind of an action verb. So this is called an action verb. Now move to this second question. They were playing squish. Were is a helping verb. And playing, as you know, it's an action. So this is called an action verb. Because they are playing squish, they are doing some action. So this is an action or a main verb. I am driving a car. Am is an helping verb. And driving is an action verb. Got it? We are playing a car. Playing, are is an helping verb. And playing is an action verb. Got it? Now move to another one. We were playing hide and seek. Were is an helping verb. And playing is an action verb. Move to another one. She is watering the plants. Is an helping verb. And watering is an action verb. He has developed many books. As has is an helping verb. And developed, obviously some kinds of an action working. So this is called an action or a main verb. Okay? This is something also called a main verb. Got it? This action verb is also called a main verb. So the cat was drinking milk. Was, is an helping verb, and drinking is an action or main verb. I hope you can understand how we can use these helping verbs in obviously to help or to support the main verb in a given speech or in a given sentence. Do you have an idea about that? Obviously we know that we use he, she, and using, this is the rule for that one, that he, she, and it, we use is, am, and are. This is a rule for using these things. For example, I, we, they, and you. We use obviously have, had, if you are using past, and if you are in this one, that you may use past for that, was. Okay, and we use were. Okay, so these are the rules for using is, am, are for he, she, and it. And I, we, they, you, we use some have, had, were. So these are the simple rules for using the helping verbs to support the main verb. Now, students, I hope you might understanding about how we can use these helping verbs in sentences or in parts of speech. You also have to do some more exercises at your home for better clearance of these concepts. So move on with another today's lesson, that is about nouns with no change in number. Some words that always same, having the same, determine the same meanings and do not change the spellings in plural form. How? Some nouns. For example, in front of you, here is an example written here. I saw a sheep. It's this form of a sheep is used in a singular form. I saw a sheep. For example, one person saw a sheep. This is a singular form, and we written have sheep. Now comes up this sheep word used in a plural form, and you may see that there is no change in the spellings. Either this word is used in a plural form. Here you can see that I saw many sheep. Now many sheep, that means that is the plural form. I saw, but here you can see that there is no change in the spelling. Either this statement or the sentence is used in a plural form. So what I want to tell you, to explain you that there are some nouns that do not change their spellings, their number. Either they are using in a singular form, either they are using in a plural form. Here is another example in front of you. There is a fish in the pound. Now, one fish, it's a singular form, there is a fish in a pound. Now, what comes in when you're using this in a plural form? There are many fish in the pond. Now, you are using the term many. It means there are a lot of fish. Now, you can see that there is not used any kind of plural form or any kind of spelling change when this sentence is using in a plural form. So, now in your exercise, written on, you can see there are some words has been given to use them either in both in a singular or in a plural form. Here are some sentences. Some are in singular form and some are in plural form. You need to learn from this one, and you might have to practice at home using these words both in a singular or in a plural form. So let me read this. Deer. The deer ran for its life. Now, this term is used in a singular form. Here, she dried her hair in the sun. There's a singular form, cattle. I lost some cattle. Now, it's a plural form. Some cattle every year. Fish. He caught a huge fish. It's a singular form. Now, series. The work consisted of a series of flashbacks. It's a plural form. That it means a series, it's a continuous series of flash forms that it's consisting of that specific work. So how you can see, you might determine that and find out that these words are using and they do not change their spelling when they are using in a singular form in a sentence or either in a plural form in a sentence. I hope so. You now have an understanding about both of these topics today we have discussed in this lesson. Let me summarize in a few words again. What we have learned in this lesson, number one, is we use the concept how we can use helping verbs actually that support the main verb. They are form of many like is, am, are, okay, has, have, had, were. These are the helping verbs. And here we discussed about many examples. And then we discussed about there are some nouns that do not change their number or spellings when they're using in a given form of a speech or in a sentence. There's a way example like sheep, deer, hare, cattle, fish, series. These words are used both in a singular and a plural form. They do not change their spellings. So this is all about today's lesson. I hope you considered and you considered this lesson as more helpful for you. Thank you very much.